Welcome back. So, moving on to our fourth session of the day, innovation, thriving in a competitive landscape, embracing innovation and quality by Mr. Shailendra Goswami, Chairman and MD, Pushkaraj Group. Yes, so we may start with the session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Atif. Let me first of all thank the entire management team, right from Prahlad, Vinod, Sushma, and Atif, for giving me this opportunity on this auspicious day of International MSME Day to speak on a topic which is very, very important and dear to me as well. That is innovation and quality for boosting competitiveness. Of course, we will definitely explore the critical role of innovation and quality in boosting competitiveness for business. But let me first of all welcome all the audience and thank you for joining us today. In a rapidly evolving global marketplace, companies must continuously innovate and deliver high quality products and services to remain competitive. Now, we have been tossing out three words here. One is innovation, second is quality, and third one is competitiveness. I think I will reverse the order. Let me first of all bring to the table the meaning of competitiveness, or what exactly one really tries to understand when we talk about the competitiveness. Now, the basic purpose of being competitive is to certainly gain market share, generate profits, and certainly attract customers. Everyone today in the marketplace is trying to really score over the others in these aspects of business, that I would like to increase my market share year on a year, profit growth rate, or the number of customers that I would like to have it as an OEM and things like that. Now, when these three factors are becoming very, very important as a purpose for the remaining competitiveness, gone are those days, in the earlier days when we used to have monopolies. So when we had monopolies, we used to wait for nearly 10 years, 15 years for a particular product to be delivered. There were, if you take the examples of automotives, in two-wheelers, we had only two manufacturers. In cars, we had two or three manufacturers. So there were choices were very, very limited, and the customers had to buy what was available to them. So the strength of competitiveness is being driven home by the customers themselves, because customers have chosen to exercise their right for a choice. Customers have decided to really look at a particular product to their liking, to their application, and things like that. And that is where everyone today in the marketplace is trying to be competitive. We can really adopt various strategies to remain competitive. We could create better products. We could be competitive in terms of prices. We could offer a good customer service, or superior customer service, that we can say. We can offer a good quality product in terms of, if we relate it with respect to time, we could say a reliable product, or a high index of reliability as such. And certainly on a continuous basis, innovating the particular product. These are a couple of strategies which are there. Of course, the list goes on and on, but then we have chosen to restrict ourselves to quality and innovation. And at this particular stage, I would like to give some examples of the leading brands in the world where people have been trying to catch up neck to neck on their competitiveness. Coca-Cola versus Pepsi, I think everyone can really imagine how they have been beating everyone every day on this particular aspect of competitiveness. Another one is Apple and Samsung on the Android arena. And people have been seeing this kind of competitive strengths in capturing the market share, in capturing the customers, or increasing their bandwidth, and in certainly generating much better profits. Now, when we say competitiveness, It is characterized by a couple of things, like our desire to excel. We would not like to be stagnant. Like we say today, that unless and until you have a policy of a growth, you will not survive in the market. So it is either you grow or perish. So growth is an intrinsic part of a marketing strategy that one has to have it when we are thinking about development of marketplaces. Then surpass others. Naturally, when we are trying to build up this particular market share, we are trying to look at our competitors and we are trying to surpass them and achieve as many successes as possible. Like in marketing, we always say that there is a phenomenon called strike rate. Now, the strike rate depends on several other factors. So, we want to improve on our strike rate, the number of quotations that we give it in the marketplace, say 100, and we would like to go more than 40, 50, 60, or whatever it is, depending on the product and things like that. And therefore, when we talk about competitiveness, it is an inherent characteristics that a business model has to have it, or an MSME has to think about, if at all they need to survive in the marketplace. Now, when we say we are done with this competitiveness or the definition or the characteristics of this competitiveness, let us go to these two other words what we have been discussing. One is innovation. Now, this innovation could come in the form of a product, it could come in the form of a process, or it could come in the form of a technology, it could come in the form of a business model, or it could come in the mode of a collaborative innovation, or it could be a sustainable innovation. I would like to give a couple of examples to substantiate what exactly I mean by this thing. In the product innovation, we are trying to continuously meet the customer's expectations on a daily basis or on a periodic basis. The examples I have just narrated is the Apple iPhones. Every year you are getting a new iPhone. So today, if you buy iPhone 14, maybe the next year it could be iPhone 15 or it could be iPhone 16. I don't know what is the period. But if we really look at it, the policy or the strategies adopted by Apple has been to keep up with the expectations of the customer. So they are continuously innovating. They are not stagnant as far as technology is concerned. They are not stagnant as far as giving out to the customer. Now, of years ago, the Android boom started coming in. Nokia was another mobile phone. Everyone knows about it. And Nokia had to wind up because they could not cope up with the technology. A simple example which will drive home the point which I'm trying to express, that the product has to be live, it has to be lively, it has to be keeping up the pace with the technology, or the innovation has to be on the real time on a regular basis. There could be another innovation in process where the new techniques of improving the productivity, thereby you reduce cost, thereby you scale up your production, thereby you can meet the demand which is coming on you and cope up with the marketing aspects of business. If we improve the process to improve the particular productivity, that would give you some kind of a innovation as far as process is concerned. Now, to give an example, we have seen or we have learned the people who are in manufacturing, they certainly know the Toyota way of manufacturing, where they have introduced the lean manufacturing techniques, or the Japanese have introduced a Kaizen sort of a tool, which means a regular basis we keep on improving our processes. So we dealt with product, we dealt with the process. The third aspect is the technology part of it. Now, when we are working with the marketplace, we have to also take cognizance of the technological advancement. Now, today, everyone is talking about artificial intelligence, IoTs, machine learning, things like that. Now, these technologies have given a lot of inputs in manufacturing also. Like we are saying that we have to migrate to Industry 4.0 for creating much better productivity or scalability or consistency, a very good quality product, a reliable product. Now, when we are talking about Industry 4.0, it uses all the principles or the tools of IT, that is IoT or artificial intelligence. Now, if we take some examples, there are many companies who have been migrating to Industry 4.0, or there could be an e-commerce platform which is called Amazon. Amazon uses extensively AI and ML inputs to optimize their complete supply chain by improving their deliveries. Now we have changed our habits because of this. Now innovation in dealing a particular concept itself will increase the competitiveness, and ultimately it will result into some kind of a demand. Now there is a business model where we can do some innovation also. Now, what are those? For example, we were doing earlier. I can get an example, a day-to-day example, because it will drive home the point very quickly. The Netflix, the channels that we see today on Netflix. Earlier, we used to have a rental service or a DVD rental or some kind of scan the QR code, use the UPI, and pay the money, and you are on with the channel, and then you can see so many things on that particular channel. So the business model has changed from rental to subscription. We take the hospitality industry. Now in hospitality industry, Airbnb could be an example, which changed the total perspective of stay of hospitality or rentals in the hoteling industry and things like that. Another aspect which has come about after this pandemic, or the usage, extensive usage of e-commerce platforms or online shopping, is the cloud kitchen part of it. Earlier we used to go to restaurants and go and sit there. So normally we used to waste 2 or 3 hours, not waste, actually spend 2 3 hours to really serve ourselves. But today we have all the facilities online. We have cloud kitchens from where we can select our menus, and in half an hour or so, all the menus will be delivered at home. So naturally, the business models also can be innovated depending on the type of product, depending on the type of markets that we are trying to serve. There is another innovation area which one should be looking at, is the collaborative effort. Now, for example, the leading big manufacturers, they always collaborate with tech startups to bring about innovation. Like, for example, Mercedes or BMW, they tied up with the technical tech startups to develop their autonomous vehicle or driving experience or driving technologies or electric vehicles which are coming up. Now, the big manufacturers, they tie up with these smaller tech startups who have a domain expertise in a particular domain, and that, if combined with a larger organization, can give an ecosystem for constructing or developing an electric vehicle or an autonomous vehicle. Now, the sustainable model is something which is very, very important today, considering the environment which is coming. So, innovation to protect our environment is very, very necessary. A classic example of that could be electric vehicles, and Tesla has been one of the leading companies in this, who have been protecting the environment by creating electric vehicles. Pollutions have to go down. Of course, there is a lot of debate that whether the electric vehicles pollute less or more, because there is a disposal of the batteries which are being used. One has to consider that aspect, but we do not want to get into that. We need to really address a progressive concept in its own merits. So when we give that particular example of sustainable innovation, we could count Tesla as one of those companies, or several other companies who are getting into electric vehicle mode or trying to protect the environment. Now, once we have understood the competitiveness, we have also understood the innovation concept and how they both interact with each other. Let us understand the quality part of it also. Because when we are talking about the quality, quality also gets bifurcated into products. It could also get into the process, and it could also get into the supply chain that we have it. In products, naturally, if we make that product more reliable, which will last longer, lesser warranties and things like that. I can give examples of Rolex watches. Once you buy it, you just keep using it. You forget about anything else that is happening to that, or maybe a Sony TV, or maybe a Mercedes or a BMW car. You know, these products have been pitched at a very, very high level of quality standards. Now, the processes for the quality purpose, the people have been introducing total quality management, Kaizen techniques, or Lean Sigma, or Kokayake techniques. The Japanese and the other automotive manufacturing people have brought in a lot many such quality processes, rather manufacturing processes, to build up the quality to a certain level that the warranties are very less. And therefore today, if we recall our earlier years, we used to give warranties not more than 12 months or 15 months or 16 months. But today, people have been giving warranties of 5 lakh kilometers or 5 years or things like that. Now, all these things could be achieved because we created a very good manufacturing system using these quality tools. Another aspect which in quality one would like to address is the supply chain management. Complete supply chain management has to be of a particular quality level, and people have got to understand that if we look at McDonald's, now any McDonald's store, you go any part of the world or any part of India, the quality of that sandwich or the burger or the product that you are getting served from McDonald's is absolutely same. Which means what? There is absolute standardization of supply chain management. There is this Apple stores. If you go anywhere, I'm taking the example of Apple because they are the leaders as far as the mobile phones are concerned. Wherever you go, any part of the world or any part of India, the quality of the products have been absolutely standardized, and we cannot find any change or any kind of aberration anywhere from product to product. So, having understood these three important words: competitiveness, innovation, and quality. And all these three are linked up to each other, and certainly they contribute in development of a particular business model or an MSME or a process or whatever you may say. So, innovation drives quality improvements, while quality ensures the successful implementation of innovation. So, we can see the relationship. Therefore, I personally feel that innovation coupled with quality certainly drives competitiveness.
Thank you very much, Mr. Goswami. Thank you very much for those insights and the expert advice. In fact, I'm very happy to mention here that we are joined by Dr. J.S. Juneja, Vice Chairman of India SME Forum, and he has been a torchbearer for innovation amongst MSMEs. And he has also written a book called Innovation is the Key to Success, which is a very good read. So I would urge our members to write to Juneja sir if you need a copy. And yes, very rarely do we also see a R&D department amongst MSMEs. So that is something, where a lot of work or a conscious inclusion of an R&D department or a team which can, be involved in innovation for an MSME business needs to be there. In fact, I would like to take an opportunity here to mention about the MSME innovative scheme, under which the Ministry of MSME does give support for businesses who are keen on filing for trademarks, for patents, for design, for creating prototypes, and also for incubation of new ideas for scaling up or any new innovation. Apart from the Ministry of MSME, certain schemes are also being offered by the Department of Biotechnology, Department of Electronics and IT, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, and the Department of Science and Technology. With that, before we conclude, I would like to request Juneja sir. Sir, would you like to comment anything before we conclude, sir?
Thank you, Sushmaji. I'm glad that Mr. Goswami had touched very well on innovation, competitiveness, and whatnot. But I think the application of innovation today is more in the marketing area, and apart from the within the organization as a, you can say, organization structure, and that is one area which one has to look at it simultaneously. And I think two small comments I want to make. Number one, that the the enterprising spirit is a part of our veins. It is in our veins. And you see, all over the world, you find the Indian businessmen succeeding. I mean, they, to a large extent, I put it this way. You cannot really generalize. But at the same time, I feel the innovation and enterprising spirit, they go together. One cannot exclude from the other one. And I think the application part is more crucial. As far as R&D is concerned, R&D, yes, is required. But I have seen some small medium enterprises. For example, there's one company called SSP, it's a pharmaceutical company and chemical company in Faridabad. They have a huge outfit for R&D. They have specially designed the labs to do the continuous R&D, and they come up with many new chemical products, chemical formulations. And I think there are some small medium enterprises we are seeing, and who are doing fabulous job in creativity and innovation. And I think we should compliment all those small companies and tell them. But I think Mr. Goswami would like to maybe elaborate on the essentiality of enterprising spirit in innovation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I hope Mr. Goswami can elaborate on that if he can. He will give many good examples, no doubt about it.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Atif, over to
Yes,
you.
thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Juneja sir. Thank you, Goswami sir. And yes, being competitive should be a prime focus for all the MSMEs to widen their market share with a wide range of customers and presence in different markets that are available globally. And making reliable products and services is the first step for the MSMEs to match their competitors, and innovation and quality enhancement is indeed the foundation of this. Thank you, Goswami sir, for your kind insights. Thank you so much. Thank you, Juneja sir.
Thank you.